waifus, trade fights for better views. We both need something new. Maybe we should just tell them.
Hello, high-minded readers, and welcome to the Books and the Bees podcast. Just like bees play a crucial role in pollinating flowers and sustaining life, books pollinate minds and nurture the soul. We see the connection between the two, the delicate dance of ideas and stories that enrich our lives.
I'm Cody.
I'm Hailey.
Welcome to our podcast.
Welcome.
Hello. It is episode 55.
55. We're 55.
Old. That's crazy. Yeah, we're old. Middle-aged.
We're
Over
so
middle-aged.
old. Yeah.
Yeah.
Over the hill.
55 is like can you retire at 55? Like, do you get something?
You don't get full benefits. I don't think you get full benefits.
You don't get full, but you get partial or something?
Something. I don't know. You get a cookie.
Maybe you don't get taxed if you pull from your 401k. I don't know. Something like that.
Yeah, I have no idea.
We're not ever going to be able to retire, so it doesn't matter.
I'll be working until I'm 85. It's fine. If I make it that long.
It's true. Yeah, but 55, that's great.
Yeah.
We're killing it.
We're out here.
It's the last day of January for us as we're recording. So the month is over. It's been a great 2025. Really started off strong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Positives all around. Nothing bad happening at all, for sure.
Those of our listeners who aren't picking up on that, we are being sarcastic.
Yeah, we are being sarcastic. It's been a really shitty 2025.
It's been a long January.
It's been a long January. Yeah, and I guess we should say we obviously are like 2 days past the plane helicopter crash in DC. So our hearts go out to everybody who's affected by that.
Yep. Huge tragedy.
Like, and we're pretty close to the area where it happened.
Really?
And I don't think, we don't know anybody that was on the plane, but you know, we live in Virginia and some Virginians were on the plane. So a little closer to home, but yeah. Wow. It's just another tragedy that has happened in our country.
Yeah. That's so sad.
Unfortunately.
It is unfortunate. But it is officially the new, the Lunar New Year. So happy Lunar New Year to those that celebrate, whether that's, Chinese New Year or any of the other Japanese and Vietnamese and all that fun stuff. So yeah, you're the snake.
We had a thing at work.
Oh, really?
Because there's a pretty decent Asian population here.
Oh, that's so cool.
Especially at the university that I work at. And so they had a Lunar New Year kind of lunch thing. And it was really nice.
That's so cool. I love that.
Yeah.
Were they like passing out the red cards, the little, I forget what they're called.
Yes. The fortune cards. Yeah. Yep. I forget what mine said. I still have it somewhere. But
that's so cool.
Yeah, it was a good fortune. I remember it being a good fortune.
Right on.
Yeah. And I got some orange chicken, which I think is American, but,
Still good.
They tried.
Tasty.
They tried, yeah. Tasty. Fried rice.
Oh, fried rice.
And they had a little gift baggy thing, which was really cool.
That's cool. Yeah. Ugh.
It was nice.
Man, I should get some, some sort of Asian cuisine for dinner tonight. That sounds so good. Yeah. I'm going to text my husband right now and tell him to order this food.
She's literally texting.
I'm literally. There's a Thai place that's in our town, and they have such good food. It's so good. It's so good.
There's one here that we've been meaning to try and haven't yet, so maybe we should do that this weekend.
Yeah. Ugh. Man.
Hell yeah.
My mouth is watering.
I have already eaten dinner, so I'm full.
What did you have for dinner?
We had chicken thighs with potatoes and carrots with some feta cheese on top.
Ooh.
Like a one sheet dinner type of thing.
Nice. I really I feel like we don't talk about food a lot on our podcast.
No.
But I really like the I can't do it anymore because there's cheese in it and I can't do dairy, which sucks. But the TikTok dish That was super popular like a few years back now. But it was, you put like the block of, I want to say it is feta. No, it's not feta. Maybe it is feta. I can't remember. You put like the block of cheese in the middle, and you put like a bunch of cherry tomatoes, and then you put, like,
I think
olive
that was
oil.
brie, wasn't
Brie.
it?
Maybe it is brie.
Was brie? Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, you put it, and then it like, and you bake it, and then you cook noodles, and then you put it all together, and it's really, really tasty. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is good.
We've never done it. We've never done it that
It's
way.
easy
We've had
too.
like, no, it must not be brie, because brie has like a grind on it, so it doesn't like melt all the way. Because we've cooked brie in the oven where you just like soften it up and then use it as like a dipping sauce type of thing. Yeah, maybe it's
I'm gonna look it up because it's gonna bother me.
like a Gouda or something. I don't remember.
Oh, maybe.
Or mozzarella. I don't know.
Cheese noodle.
I just love cheese.
Dish in oven. I don't know. That's gonna give me like lasagna or some shit. Fuck.
Yeah, I think
No, not goat cheese. That's not right. We didn't do goat cheese.
I bet you could do it with goat cheese though.
Yeah,
I love goat cheese.
I don't know.
Love goat cheese. It's so good. I love cheese. Honestly, I'll just eat any cheese any day.
You know, I also, when I was eating dairy, what I really like is a nice Irish sharp cheddar. So good. Ugh.
I love sharp cheddar.
I could get down for some sharp cheddar.
Oh yeah, it's good. It's really good.
It's good. Anyways.
Yeah. Do you know what else is good?
What?
The books we're reading.
I love
It's
that.
like my go-to transition.
It is.
Do you want to start with what we're reading?
Yes, but first I need to give a pun, and I'm so sorry in
Oh,
advance.
okay. I'm ready.
That was really cheesy, I must say.
Oh, shoot. It was right there.
It was right there.
It was right there.
That was low-hanging fruit. I'm so sorry.
It's great. It's great. What you reading, Hailey? I'm excited to hear about your book.
Okay. So I am reading, it's a book called Cleat Cute.
Adorable.
Cleat, as in like soccer cleats. It is a sports romance. I'm really gearing up for some good sports romances this year. I feel like
Gearing up.
Yeah.
Gearing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, gearing up. I see. You know, I did not unintentional pun, but that was good. I'm so sorry to our
boy.
listeners. I'm not usually this punny, but anywho. So yeah, and it's by Meryl Wilsner. This book, Cleat Cute. It's also a
I've seen it.
Yeah,
I've seen that cover.
yeah.
I didn't realize. Yeah. Okay.
It's also
Yeah, very
a
popular.
sapphic romance, I think. And it's
okay.
also got. I'm really not that far in. I mean, I'm like really not that far in. Not even in. I'm on chapter 2. But one of the characters so far, I think, might be maybe transgender. That's kind of what it alluded to.
Okay.
At least I'm assuming, or maybe like a non-binary, non-gender conforming person.
Sure.
But I'm not that far in, so I can't say for sure. I'm just using context clues off of what I was given in the first chapter.
Yeah.
But the other, I think the main character though, she is a girl, and yeah, I'm really excited because I love soccer, and I love sports romances, and I love sapphic, and I'm excited.
Yay.
Yeah.
That's so fun. Yeah, I've definitely seen that book on Book Talk and in the stores. So
it's on my like shelf of like books that I bought that I need to read. Because I'm trying to be better about that and really get into the books that I bought last summer, that I have been very slowly working my way through. But
I get
yeah,
that.
yeah, I'm hoping that it's gonna be good, but we'll see.
It looks like a good book for sure. Sounds like a good book.
Yeah. I think it'll be good. But yeah, what books are you getting into?
Well, I'm still reading Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. I have honestly not made that much progress since the last week. I think I was about 50% through, and now I'm 65, so really haven't pushed that far in. I will say it's starting to get more interesting. I think stuff is getting more towards where I thought the story was going to go, so I'm kind of excited to see where that is. but it's definitely not grabbing me like the first two did. I'll say that. I feel like there's a big cliffhanger at the end of the book, and I'll be curious to see if it's going to intrigue me enough to consider the next book in the series, when and if that happens.
Mm-hmm.
But for right now, it's enough to keep me reading it, but I'm just not really diving into it. It's also because I've been working a lot lately, so I just haven't had a lot of time to read. But still trucking along with it. I will keep the hive mind tuned in. There are some spicy scenes in the book. Maybe I've talked about this last week. I'd probably put it on the 3 of our honey scale, the hive hug.
Okay.
It's definitely not crazy, but there's some romance there. Probably like the last 2 books are too, I would say, in the series.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm listening to World War Z by Max Brooks, which is a great audiobook. It's actually a whole kind of performance. There's probably like 15 or 20 different narrators.
Wow.
And if you haven't read World War Z yet, it is basically an account of a zombie war that takes place all over the world, and it's kind of told through the perspective of these like clipped interviews that the kind of quote unquote main character does, where he's traveling around the world and he's listening to people survive the war and how the war kind of got started, and how the virus took over. And it's written, I want to say this book came out in 2010. I'm actually looking to see. 2006.
Wow.
So it's pretty old.
Yeah.
Way before COVID, but it kind of feels like it reminds me of like the COVID pandemic, like the early days of COVID. And like how we look back on it now. So I feel like he really nailed it on the head with what it's like to live through a pandemic of sorts. And obviously it wasn't the same because COVID was not a zombie war, but it's really interesting. It feels like when I'm listening to it, it feels like I'm listening to a podcast, like a journalist podcast, which is really fun. And I have a physical copy of it that was given to me by someone, and I'm kind of listening to it and reading it at the same time, which I think is really fun. They call it immersive reading, and that's kind of a cool way to do it too. So it's a really fun way to do it. Really good book. I would definitely check it out if you haven't already. It's really good. I like it.
That sounds really cool.
Yeah.
And I remember when the movie came out, people were really disappointed with the movie, I think. But like, I think a lot of people enjoyed the book. And they were like, the book's so much better, but yeah.
I can see how it would be hard to be a movie because it's not like the same characters. Like they're all new characters. The only commonality is the guy who's really just listening to the stories. So
wow.
Yeah, it's really fun. I really like it. And I like books that are kind of like that, where it's like a disjointed story connected together.
Yeah.
I think that's really fun. I think it's really cool.
That's cool. Man.
Yeah. I would check out honestly, I check out the audiobook. I feel like the audiobook makes it really fun to listen to.
Yeah.
And the narration's really good.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Sounds like a good book.
I love it when it's a full cast. When it's a full cast of people, I think it's really fun.
Yeah. I didn't realize, I don't know why I didn't think about that in terms of like audiobooks, where like you could have like a cast almost of like people, which is really cool.
Yeah, I think it's becoming more popular. And this whole episode is actually going to be about audiobooks, so we might talk about it a little bit later. But I think the only problem is that it costs a lot of money to do that, you know?
Yeah.
Because if you're hiring 10 people for one book, it's obviously harder to do than one person doing all the voices. So. Wow. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm really getting a kick out of it. So excited to finish it up. I'm actually like 65% of the way through this book, and I started it like 4 days ago. So it's definitely, being exciting for me. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
Loving it.
That's so cool.
Yeah. I'm digging Cleat Cute. Sounds like a great book.
Yeah. I feel like I should maybe just kind of give a little synopsis of what it is.
Oh yeah, sure. Go ahead.
But the back, I'm just reading off the back of the book. It says, Grace Henderson has been a star of the U.S. women's national team for 10... Okay, pause. Sorry. Side note and kind of a tangent. Shout out to the freaking women's soccer team. Our U.S. women's team is kick ass and is
true.
Like no tea, no shade to the men's U.S. national team, but like you kind of suck. And like big ups to the women's in soccer, and you guys are amazing. And you have no idea like how many like young girls in sports, but soccer specifically, you like impress on. And you're just like you're killing the game, and you're awesome. And like women's soccer players are tough as hell, so, and that's coming from someone who plays soccer. So anyways, women's team for 10 years, even though she's only 26. But when she's sidelined with an injury, a bold new upstart, Phoebe Matthews, takes her spot. 22-year-old Phoebe is everything Grace isn't, a gregarious jokester who plays with a joy that Grace lost somewhere along the way. The last thing Grace expects is to become teammates with benefits with this class clown she sees as her rival. Phoebe is too focused on her first season as a professional soccer player to think about seducing her longtime idol. But when Grace ends up making the first move, they can't keep their hands off each other. As the World Cup approaches and Grace works her way back from injury, a miscommunication leaves the women with hilariously different perspectives on their relationship. But they're on the same page on the field, realizing they can play together instead of vying for the same position. With every tackle, the tension between them grows, and both players soon have to decide what's more important, being together or making the roster. The perfect blend of funny and steamy Meryl Wilsner's Cleat Cute is about being brave enough to win on and off the field.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be good.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm into it for sure.
Hell yeah.
Sounds like it's going to be a great book.
I think it will be.
Sweet.
Hell yeah.
Well, should we jump into beekeeping?
Yeah.
Great. I just have one beekeeping item, and it's a new release alert. So for those who listened to our podcast 2 weeks ago, I talked about this book. It's called The Bones Beneath My Skin by TJ Klune. Not a big surprise. It is. I'm a huge TJ Klune fan. Loved this book. I was so glad I got to read it as an ARC. It comes out as you're listening to it today, February 4th. Go get it. The cover's amazing. The book's amazing. I teared up reading the book. I loved it. I've been thinking about this book since I finished it. Gave it a rave review on NetGalley, and I totally think it's worth getting. So if you have not pre-ordered it, today's the day to go get it. You can go onto your Kindle. You can go onto your Kobo. You can go out to your bookstore. You can get a pigeon and get the book. You know, however you need to get the book, just go get it because it's great. So
grab a
buy
scooter,
it.
get on your scooter, and go to a local bookstore. Go to your library.
Go rent that scooter. Go to your library. Yeah, go to your library. Check it out your library. My boss was talking about how she's been kind of jokingly debating on opening a boozy bakery bookshop.
Oh, I'm there.
And I was like, what a great idea.
You said she, right?
Yeah.
Can she hire me, please?
100%. She can hire all of us.
I'm a good baker.
Like, you know.
Okay. And I read, so, you know.
Yeah. I have recently sworn off alcohol, so I won't be doing the alcohol part. Yeah. Anyway, I would love to. I would love to be part of a bakery bookstore, boozy bakery bookstore. I think that'd be really fun.
Hell yeah! I always wanted to open. This is also a tangent. I'm so sorry. A weed, like a confectionery, like weed.
Yes.
Thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I no one steal this. I don't know if I talked about this before. And if I have, I'm sorry. But
I don't think so.
I want to call it Cloud 9 or Cloud 9 confectionaries, and then sell like baked goods and shit.
That's cool.
That's like infused with like cannabis.
Okay, now that you've said this, I do think you brought it up before, but I'm excited that you brought it up because I remember when you said Cloud 9, I was thinking of the show. Is it called Cloud 9 Super Center? Do you know what I'm talking about? That like Office-esque. It's like an Office-like show, but instead of it being an office, it's a supermarket.
Wow.
And the supermarket's called Cloud 9.
Wow. They'd probably sue the shit out of me.
No, I don't think they would. I think you could make it work. But I think the show's called Supermarket, something like that. Yeah. It's good. I liked it.
I'll have to look into it because I've literally never heard of it before.
It's similar to like Office, Parks and Rec.
I love those shows. Very good shows.
There's a new one that's like a medical one called St. Dennis.
Oh, I've heard of that.
We watched the first episode, and the first episode was good, but I haven't watched anymore. So
yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Tangent
Sorry.
on the tangent. Yeah. So go check out that book. It's great. I think that's where we diverted was talking about the TJ Klune book.
It's very good. Very good.
Yeah. There's actually a lot of books from our most anticipated that are out already.
Yeah.
I think there's one coming out today too called Water Moon. I could be wrong, but I think it comes out the 4th, and I haven't read it yet, so looking forward to getting that. And the new Grady Hendrix is out. I think one of yours is out, but I don't remember which one.
Did I have one in January? I want to say I did, but I can't remember what it was.
Let's just pull it up real quick.
Yeah.
Let's just do a quick review. Because we talked about what we're talking about today like 30 minutes before we started recording. So Onyx Storm came out already. So check.
Ooh, The Rival.
The Rival. The Rival.
By Emma Lord.
Yep. And Deep End by Allie Hazelwood comes out today as this podcast comes out. So there you go.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Oh, and I think Love Lyric is also coming out in February. I think.
Love Lyric, yeah. You're right. It does, I think. Yep. Hell yeah, let's go. Bones Beneath My Skin by TJ Klune comes out today as you're listening to it. And Water Moon came out on January 14th. Ooh. So that one's already out. So I need to get on it.
We got some books to consume and buy.
Got some books to come out. February is the love month, and it makes sense. There's a lot of books.
I know. Yeah. Ugh, I love February too. Like, it's
a good month. I like that it's shorter. It's fun. It's fun that it's shorter.
Yeah.
Usually the weather kind of starts changing a little bit in February, so I like that.
Oh, happy Black History Month too.
Yes, happy Black History Month. Obviously, that's a great thing to commemorate, especially this year of all years. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We'll probably do another episode on Black History Month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Cool.
Sweet.
Do you have any beekeeping, Hailey?
No. I don't think so.
Okay. Cool.
Sweet.
Then should we jump into the main event for today?
Yes.
Yeah. So the main event is us talking about audiobooks, which I think for the listeners, you're listening to a podcast right now, so that makes me think that you'd probably like listening to things. So if you like listening to things and you like reading and you listen to this podcast, which is a listening podcast about reading books, I think you would like listening to books.
Yes.
How do you feel about that?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
I just kind of let my mind travel down that road for a little bit, and I think we got there at the end, but it was quite the journey.
I don't know why, but that just reminded me. I'm so sorry to our listeners, but I'm going on a tangent again. That's why I just apologized. But that reminded me of because we were just talking about The Office, the episode. Also spoilers, I guess. Of The Office when
I know what you're gonna say. When
Michael Scott is like, sometimes I just start talking about something and I don't know where I'm going, and he just
sometimes I just start a sentence and don't. That's literally what I just did.
I
was like, I'm just gonna ramble for a solid 30 seconds and see how often I can say listen and podcast and audiobook.
That was so funny.
Well, I this is interesting that we're talking about this. And I'll start by saying I'm kind of an audiobook person. Mm-hmm. I kind of go in and out between listening. There are times when I love audiobooks, and that's kind of the main way I'm consuming books. Like I would say right now, I am really into audiobooks. The Dungeon Crawler Carl series I'm doing audiobook. World War Z I'm doing audiobook. I've done a couple this year already. But Hailey, I know you're not really an audiobook person. So what is the rub? Let's get into it. Like, why? Why don't you like them? I'm like accusing you
like,
for
what?
you don't like audio.
I'm like, I'm sorry. First of all, I would like to apologize to anyone that I've offended for not liking audiobooks. I'm so sorry. No,
Like ripping into you. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Fine. No, I just like, I don't know what it is about my brain. It's so funny because, and I guess I'm going to get a little personal here, but like, so I was recently diagnosed with ADHD, and I never realized that that's something that I had growing up.
Like officially?
Yeah, like officially.
Diagnosed?
Yeah, like officially.
Oh, okay.
And, yeah, my therapist person, whatever they're called, was like, I don't know how you didn't realize this sooner. I was like, me neither. But, that's something though that, a lot of women growing up, especially people born in like the 90s and like grew up in the early 2000s, where it was more so studied that like men had ADHD, or like boys were, that was like the diagnosis for like quote unquote like boys who couldn't sit still. That was, but they're doing a lot more research on it, and they're like starting to study women and young girls with that. So, love science, but so anyways, so it's really interesting because while I'm like working, or if I'm really trying to focus on something, I will listen to music. But for some reason, and I'm an avid reader, I love reading books. But for some reason, my brain like doesn't tune in to audiobooks. Like if I'm listening to audiobooks, I don't know what it is, but my brain like I tune it out. Like my brain like switches off.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's like an audio processing something or other. I have no idea what it is. Because it's really strange because I can listen to podcasts and I love listening to podcasts. I haven't in a really long time. At least recently anyways. So, but yeah, I just never, and I didn't listen to like audio books like growing up, or because I feel like I remember books, they used to be on like tapes or whatever, like cassettes.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I feel like
oh man, those were the days.
Yeah.
You're taking me back.
I feel like I'm like
You're
really
taking me
aging
back.
myself right now.
I just had like
flashbacks
of the Harry Potter books when those were on CD and tape. Oh my gosh, that was so fun.
Yeah,
I loved it.
I think I had like vivid memories of like sitting in, I think in our like one of our elementary school libraries, we used to listen to books like on tape, like on cassette tape.
That's cool.
Yeah, that was a weird memory that just populated my brain. I haven't thought about that in like ever. Crazy. But yeah, I don't know. There's just it just doesn't stick. And my like reading voice in my head, the characters' voices that I have when I'm reading, like physically reading a book, or like seeing the reading of the book, because I don't listen to audiobooks. That sounds so fucking stupid. Why did I just say it like that? But
I liked it. I thought it was nice.
That was so stupid. My brain's mush.
I thought it was nice. Yeah. We're vibing today. We're just vibing.
We
today.
really are. I'm running on fumes right now.
Yeah.
But fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh my god. No, I lost my train of thought.
Your voice in your head.
My voice in my head. Thank you. The voices in audiobooks don't match what I think the voices should be, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So like the narration in my head, I don't know, I like it better than what I listen to when I listen to audiobooks, because I've tried.
I get that.
I've tried so hard. I actually have like, let me go look at my Spotify. I've tried to listen to audiobooks, and I have some like in my,
yeah,
currently listening to, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Why is my...
We've talked about like books that I think you've wanted to try as audiobooks. Especially like, I think I was hyping up the Abby Jimenez books, and my wife and I really liked 2 of those via audio. Yeah.
I know. I think it was the one by Emily.
Henry.
Yes.
Funny Story.
Yes, that one.
Yeah, that was a good book. I did listen to that one. It was good.
Yeah, there's something about, I don't know. I don't know. Something about audiobooks that just doesn't vibe.
Well.
Yeah.
Well, I think I agree with that, and I have said this before. I do enjoy audiobooks. I actually kind of grew up in audiobooks because I have an uncle who's blind, legally blind.
Oh, wow.
So he gets his books from the Blind Commission, like the National Library, and they come in a lot of different ways. They used to come in cassettes, and he would listen to them in like a Walkman. And so I kind of grew up around audiobooks. Like, I had tapes. We got tapes at the library to listen to. I listened to like the OG Star Wars books on tape.
Wow.
Cassette tape. Yeah. And so I have a lot of fond memories with that. Like I mentioned too with Harry Potter, I had friends who only listened to Harry Potter instead of like traditionally reading it. They listened to the Stephen Fry, I think that's his name, who's the kind of famous narrator for it. And I listened to them that way as well. I even listened to them recently, and they still held up pretty good. So I've kind of grown up around audiobooks. I go back and forth. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't enjoy them. I do tend to get distracted when I'm really busy, and so like recently, I actually on the way home, I was listening to World War Z, and the chapter I was listening to, I totally did not listen to any of it, so I just went back to the beginning of the chapter and was like, all right, I'm just going to start this over again. So I tend to do that a lot. I also find that I need to pick up the speed of audiobooks, so the narration at 1x is just really slow. I feel like the narrators are being told specifically to talk really, really slow. Yeah. And I don't like it. So I listen to books at 1.25.
Hell minimum. Yeah. Maybe sometimes that's what 1. I need to do.
Yeah, try it. See if you could try it. It's annoying on Spotify specifically because if you listen to music or podcasts, I don't know about music. I don't think you can speed up the play of music, but when I switch between an audiobook and podcast and Spotify, then the podcasts are 1.25, which I don't like. I like to listen to them at 1.0. It's kind of annoying.
That's funny.
So yeah, but I enjoy audiobooks when I'm listening to them. Nonfiction is fun for me for audiobooks because you don't have to pay attention to every single point. You can kind of like listen to it and then kind of think about it while it's going and not really miss a whole lot. But with fiction, it has to be the right kind of fiction. I would not listen to Onyx Storm audio because the first part of it is like a lot of people that have similar names and places that are similar. So things like that I wouldn't listen to on audio. And I kind of wanted to talk about this topic because I'm a little frustrated with the way audio is sold to us right now. The Dungeon Crawler Carl series is an Audible exclusive, which means I have to listen to Amazon's Audible, or I have to subscribe to Amazon's Audible. And I'm going to be honest, for one, I don't like Amazon. I've talked about this before, and I don't like Audible. I think Audible sucks. Just the app itself is terrible. The system where they have Audible only books, I think, is really lame. And they're taking them from libraries. They do not put them into libraries specifically so that people have to buy the app.
That's dumb to listen. As fuck.
And that sucks because I want to support authors, but I also, it's $15 a month. And honestly, that's a lot of money for me for books. Like, I try not to spend a lot of money on books just because like it's really easy to spend a lot of money on books. And as much as I'd love to support authors, I'm not rich. So
well, and I'd be interested to see like how they're getting I almost said compensated how how they're being compensated on.
We should actually do like a deep dive into compensation for authors.
Oh my gosh,
I think that'd be
such
interesting.
an interesting episode.
Yeah. We'll have to do that.
Yeah.
One of these days.
Yeah, because I feel like they probably don't get paid very well for that. I don't know.
I think I will say, I saw a TikTok that Brandon Sanderson talked about this. I want to say they changed it to where authors got paid a little bit more.
Oh.
I could be wrong, so feel free to email us or Instagram us.
Tell us we're wrong.
If I'm wrong here. But I think they get paid a little bit more for audiobooks than they used to, but it's still not great.
Yeah.
I think Audible exclusive pays differently than like a book that's on Audible, but also on other places.
Gotcha.
So it's kind of nuanced there.
So where else can people, like, I mean, I don't know if you know off the top of your head, so like, sorry, but where else can people get audiobooks? I mean, besides Audible.
I do know.
Oh, tell me.
I do know.
Tell me.
So of course there's the free ones. Yeah. So like Libby is your library.
Oh, yeah.
So if you are connected with your library, you can use Libby, and as long as your library has it and it's on Libby, you can do it there, and it's great. And the app, I love the Libby app. Libby app, I love you. Please sponsor us.
We love you,
if you
Libby.
Would like to. Yeah, we love you, Libby. Also, I want one of your mugs, please. I have yet to win one of the giveaways. So Hailey sends me them, and then I lose them. So I don't win them.
Do they have
so
them for
please.
sale? Like, can you just buy them? Or
Probably,
okay.
But I don't want to do that. I want them to give me one.
Libby, if you're out there, please.
Libby, please. I feel like I'm just writing a love letter to Libby right now. Libby's great. So, but if you are not into the libraries per se, or you want to support authors, Libro FM is an alternative to Audible. It's really good, and the best part about Libro is that it has the same price point as Audible, but a portion of the money goes to your local bookstore.
Oh, hell yeah.
So when you set up a Libro FM account, you choose the area that you live in, and you can choose a bookstore if you have multiple that are a part of the Libro network that get a portion of the money.
Hell yeah.
So when I was living in Idaho, I did subscribe to Libro FM for a little while, and it went to the Rediscovered Books, which is in Boise. That was my local indie bookstore. And so it's great because you're getting the book you need, you're not supporting Amazon, and you're supporting a local bookstore. So Libro FM is my favorite for that particular purpose.
Yeah, that's so cool. That sounds like such a cool, I don't know, thing.
Yeah, it's great. And I will say, we are not sponsored by any of these.
Nope.
So this is our honest feedback.
Yeah.
I'd love to be sponsored by Libro.
That'd be
and
cool.
Libby.
Yeah. Hashtag
I don't think Audible sponsors people.
Yeah,
so.
fuck Amazon. I don't want to be sponsored by them anyways. You guys can kick rocks. You're on my shit list.
You really need to fix your app. Like, your base, like, just fix your app, bro. It sucks.
Yeah, and fix
it's not friendly at all.
Your, oh my god. What is that called? Not their policy, but their, I don't know.
Well, they're, like,
their
their
ethical
employees. Yeah.
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 What the fuck is that called?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Standards? Ethical
Yeah,
standards?
yeah.
Yeah.
That. Change
Be
that.
a better company.
Just be
a
better.
company.
You fucking
Yeah. Be a better company.
trash.
You have so much money. You have
Seriously,
so much money.
you have so much money, and you take advantage of people so much. And like, I'd say this is like a Kindle person. Which I don't like. I don't like that I'm a Kindle person. It makes me like.
But it's hard
feel
not to
icky.
be. It's hard not to be a Kindle person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moral standards. There we go. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah. Moral standards.
Change them.
Yeah.
Get better.
Yeah. But here I am, still using Audible, even though I have to. But
Well.
yeah, my World War Z is through Libby.
Hell
it's
yeah.
through my library. So yeah. Outside of that, there's also Spotify, which we talked about. If you are a Spotify premium member, then you get 15 hours a month
Yep.
to listen.
As we should.
And I think there's as you should, yeah. And I think there's other listening apps that do that as well. So you can look into those. That's pretty much where I know most audiobooks come from nowadays. It's usually either your library through Libby or Audible or Libro FM.
Right on.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, good setup too, by the way. You just like launched me that. It was perfect.
That was not intentional. It was purely by accident.
It was great.
I was just
loved
curious. Hell yeah.
But yeah, I think, do you think audiobooks are trending up? I feel like we talked about this last week, but do you think they're becoming more popular?
Yeah, I think so. I've definitely seen a lot more hype about them, and I've seen a lot more people talk about them on like social media and stuff. So I don't see it going down anytime soon, especially with not to be like political, but like with our current climate that we're in. I've been seeing a lot more people take an interest into reading itself. So I'm all for whatever accessibility you can give to people to consume things like books.
Yeah, totally.
So
yeah. I just think we're in like an audio world right now. I think people have been into TV and movies for so long that we're now like going back into like podcasts, which is like old school radio, you know? And I love it. I love audio, like information. I love to just listen to TV shows. Honestly, like I'll just listen to a TV show and not watch it. So I think audiobooks are great. I love audio stories. I love it when people are reading like short stories to me. I think they're fun. So I think they're around to stay, and I enjoy them, and it's a fun way. I think it's a good way to change your vibe too. Like for me, I just talked about how busy I've been this week. Listening to the book World War Z has been really helpful for getting me through the workday because I work in a lab. I do a lot of like monotonous things like pipetting all the time, and I can listen to a book while I'm pipetting, or at home when I'm doing chores or whatever, I can listen to an audiobook and still get stuff done and read a book at the same time. So I feel like I'm doubly productive.
Yeah. I was gonna say not to go all like sociology on y'all, but I feel like I feel like people moving to like more audio stuff is just us like going back to our roots of like storytelling, because like that's how we used to do it, but like before, you know, written word and all that other fun stuff. But that's storytelling's been around since the beginning of humans. So you know, it's how we pass knowledge. That's how we pass information. That's how we pass culture. That's how we keep our cultures alive. That's how we keep language alive. That's how we keep our past and history alive, is by storytelling or through communication. So yeah,
I agree.
Pretty cool shit.
It's nice. I think it's fun. And I think it's soothing. I think audiobooks are really soothing and podcasts too. I think podcasts are really soothing in a fun way.
Shout out to our podcast.
Whoop whoop. The reason I wanted a podcast was because I love podcasts so much. I think it's just so podcasts are amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know what I did before podcasts actually. Like what did I listen to? I don't even listen to music anymore, honestly.
How dare you?
Well, yeah. So, and there's a reason why. It's because when I listen to music, I turn into like a DJ for myself, and then I start just like listening to the songs that I want to, and I won't like stay on a playlist very long. And so then I end up just scrolling through music and not doing the work that I need to be doing.
That makes sense.
And when I do listen to music, it's mostly musicals, because there's like a story to the songs, you know. And you have to listen to them basically sequentially.
That's so funny.
So it's like another way for me to get a story in, I guess. But yeah,
I'm one of those people.
I never thought about it that way, but I think it's true.
That's really funny. And like,
shout out to the Wicked soundtrack right now.
Oh yeah, I heard that movie's really good.
Oh, it's good. I really liked it. We watched the play in New York this year. Might have talked about it on the podcast. I don't remember. And then the movie's good. Movie's really good.
Wow. Yeah,
based on a book, by the way.
Oh yeah, that's right. And it's go ahead.
I was gonna say it's the movie is based on the musical. That's based on a book. That's based on the movie. That's based on the original book.
I love that. It's like all forms of media told through
Just
the Wizard of Oz
multiple times.
universe or whatever.
Yeah.
Oz universe.
Yeah.
Ozverse.
The Oziverse. Ozverse, yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's so cool. That was one of my more favorite movies growing up was The Wizard of Oz.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, I really liked it.
I don't like it.
Really?
Well, I did.
Yeah.
And this is a funny story. So my wife, we went and saw Wicked in New York this year, like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
And after we watched it, she's like, I've never seen Wizard of Oz. And I said, why are we here watching Wicked? Like, do you know the characters? And she's like, well, yeah, I know the characters because everybody knows Wizard of Oz. And I was like, okay. So I'm like, we're going to go home. When we get home, we're going to watch Wizard of Oz. And we did. And it sucks. Like,
Aww.
I feel like it's just like super corny. And I mean, I get that it's really old, but it just, oh my
It's
God.
Corn City. It really is Corn
It's
City.
Corn
It's Indiana. It's Nebraska.
Yeah.
It's the middle of nowhere, Nebraska,
Yeah.
Corn City. Yeah. No offense to people who live in Nebraska. I'm so sorry.
Kansas, I
Kansas.
think,
Yeah, it's
but
in Kansas. No,
yeah.
I meant like corn because corn's Midwest.
corn. It's very corny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did not feel the same to me. But it's a classic, so
Yeah.
you take it what you can.
Yeah. I dressed up as Dorothy. So fun fact about me, we used to have Yorkies, Yorkshire, oh my fucking God, Yorkshire Terriers. I don't know why that was so hard for me to say.
Adorable.
Growing up, oh, they're little rat dogs. Vicious, angry little
My
dogs.
mom had one. Yeah, my mom had one.
And I dressed up as Dorothy one year with the ruby red slippers, of course. And I had a basket, and we put our Yorkie in it, and I trick-or-treated and did all that fun stuff with her.
God, that's so cute.
It was great. But yeah, I really liked The Wizard of Oz. It was a good... I really liked the Scarecrow. I don't know why. I felt so bad for him. And the lion. And I
felt bad for the lion.
Yeah. I used to, the part where, like, the lions... oh, I don't want to do it because it's going to be embarrassing. But when he does his thing that he does,
Yeah.
I used to do that as a kid.
Oh,
yeah.
that's awesome.
So, yeah.
No,
Fun stuff about me.
It's a cute movie.
It is
It's a cute movie.
But it is corny.
Yeah.
It is very...
It's corny.
It's like B-rated, like those B films, like B-rated films.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
cute. Yeah.
It doesn't really hold up,
No.
I think.
No.
But it's almost 100 years old, so I feel like
Yeah.
we can give it a little bit of slack.
Yeah.
I think 1939 was when
Wow.
it came out, so
Long time.
it's going to be 100 years old pretty soon.
Who is the actress? Judy Garland.
Judy Garland, yeah.
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 R.I.P. Queen.
R.I.P. Yeah. Too young. She died in she's in her 50s, I think.
Yeah. And she got
Yeah.
treated really badly, supposedly.
Yeah, she did.
So
She did. Yeah. Not a good time in Hollywood.
No.
Yeah. Oh, I have super late beekeeping. I can't believe I didn't think about this. So I should bring this up.
Yeah.
As I guess we wrap up the episode because I
Yep.
think we talked about audiobooks fully.
Yep.
Reading Glasses podcast, which I'm a big fan of.
Yeah.
I love them. We talk about them pretty often. They're great. They are now doing another podcast in addition to Reading Glasses,
Wow.
and they're calling it Reading Smut.
Hell yeah, let's go.
And it's every other Friday, I think, starting in February. They're going to be talking about a book. They're going to read a smutty book, and they're going to talk about reading romance
I'm here
and
for
why people read romance. And so it's every other Friday starting in February. I think you're going to like it, Hailey, so that's why I wanted to tell you about it.
Oh, yeah.
But I think the Hive Mind would like it too. So
Yes.
if you're interested, I would say check them out. Bria and Mallory are my favorite reading people.
Yeah.
I think they're so fun. I love Reading Glasses. They're doing great stuff. Mallory has a book coming out soon.
Wow.
And Bria and Mallory co-wrote a book together that's coming out in February. So go check out their stuff.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. They have very
I think the
soothing
first book they're
voices. Oh,
reading-
sorry.
They do have very soothing voices. I think the first book they're reading is about a sentient door that's sexy.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I love that. I love that. That's amazing.
I don't know how that works, but I guess you can find out by checking out their podcast.
That's a train of thought that I would love to have like some insight on, like how that came about, like what sparked that would be. I would love to know.
Look at that door. Imagine if that door was sexy.
They watched Monsters Inc. one too many times. And then they're like, this has potential.
This is going somewhere.
Or the door. Oh, but it was like the doorknob. No? Was it the knocker? Oh, I'm totally giving like spoilers. But
in Beauty and the Beast?
No, in Throne of Glass.
Yes.
Was it the door? Or was it the
You're totally right.
Door
it was the knocker.
It was
a door knocker. Yeah. There was like an ancient like demon or something.
Yeah, mine like an elephant.
Yeah, dude. I forgot all about that.
Yeah. They were like, we're running with it.
Yeah. They're like, here we go. This is it.
I love that.
Yeah. So go check it out. I'll post the link to the information about it because I don't know if the podcast will be out by the time this episode drops, but yeah, I'll post it there.
Hell yeah.
Not that they probably need us to like flash them up, but you know what? I'm supporting them anyways.
Hype them up and reading glasses. You guys want a podcast together? Because that'd be cool.
God, that'd be awesome.
That'd be crazy.
I'd probably faint from shock. I would. Yeah. I think. Yeah. I told you I went to listen to a podcast recording for a podcast that I was listening to for like 10 years.
Oh yeah.
And it was very weird being in the same room with them.
Yeah.
As they were doing it was very surreal.
Did you faint?
No. Oh. But I was pretty starstruck. I will admit I was pretty starstruck.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy. Because I feel like podcast is so intimate that like you feel like they're your friends.
Yeah.
But they don't know you. They don't know who you are. So yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
Wow.
Okay. I think we can end the episode, right?
Yep.
I think
we've been talking about a lot of shit.
Yeah.
So sorry for all the tangents.
Yeah, we did audiobooks. We talked about audiobooks for a while, and then we talked about other fun stuff. Yep. But it's all audio medium, so we're doing it. We're on theme.
Hell yeah.
If you want to send us a text-based medium about our audio-based recording, you can email us booksandbeespod@gmail.com. You can also message us on Instagram at booksandthebeastpod. You can also send us a 5-star review on your podcast listening app. As far as I know, we're still not on Apple Podcasts because I'm waiting for their email to approve us. And they said it would take up to 2 weeks, and they are really pushing that limit. So I guess we'll just wait and see how that goes. But we are on YouTube now. We're also on YouTube Music.
Wow.
So we have done more than I could ever bargain for.
Cody has done more. Let's give credit where credit is due.
No,
Cody's
collectively
doing it.
If I actually knew how to do anything, this would have been done months ago, but I don't. So
it's hard sometimes.
And hopefully Apple Podcasts will be soon. I just need to check the email and see if they've responded to us, but I don't think they have as far as I know. So one day we'll get there. And thank you to the American Indie for these just long rendezvous. It's the intro and outro to our podcast. We love it. It's a bop. Go follow them on Spotify. Their link is in the show notes as well. Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. Okay. Well, we hope you enjoyed this literary journey as much as we did. If you're buzzing with excitement, don't forget to subscribe, email us, and leave a high 5-word review on your podcast listening app. Until next time, happy reading, and may your shelves be filled with tales as enchanting as a blooming garden. Keep the buzz alive, and we'll catch you in the next chapter. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.